Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshare, on the show tonight. There's my two muckers, JFK and Bridgeman. How we doing, boys?
Evening, Oxshare. Evening, Bridgeman.
Oh, can I say a huge good evening to you guys? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Getting close.
Did you get on all right, Bridge?
What's that?
All right, did you manage to go on all right?
No problem. Foxy brought me in.
All right, I phoned in, I got Fox. He says,
all right.
What's your name? I said, you know, it's me. He says, what's your mother's maiden name?
Oh, my God.
I says, what do you mean? His mother's maiden name. I gave him, any sisters? I says, well, what do you mean, Fox? Any sisters? You behave yourself. You know what he's like. Right, I've actually got in, but you didn't.
Admittedly, he never said all that to me. What he said to me was, hello, who are you?
What a script, mate, he's sticking to it. What a man. How are you, JFK? Did you miss that treat as well?
I get put on hold, and it was a song called Greensleeves, I think, and it's one of the worst songs you ever heard. Please hold the line. Please hold the line.
Oh, they're at it ways, isn't they? They're definitely at it ways. That techie boys have got it in hand.
Oh, dearie, the phone manners, a lot to be desired, but yeah, eventually I get in. Yeah, I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. It's very cold out there.
I thought I heard Sylvia's mother in the background.
Sylvia's mother.
From a long time ago. Aye,
definitely. Aye. Knocked 3 times. And again. I'm good, pal. It's good to be on tonight. Very cold out there here in Peterson Park. The snow's still lying. It's rock solid. I was out by the dug earlier on and it was like an ice rink. So, yeah, but no, everything's good. Looking forward to the game tomorrow, very much so. So, can't wait to sit and cheer a jersey on tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Remembering everybody get their sign in, get it done tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. Bridgeman, how are you?
I'm excellent, pal. Thank you very much. I'm so looking forward to the game, just like Jimmy said there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can't be helped. You've got to be keen. And I want to see my team. I want to see them score a couple of goals against that mob. A 1-0 will do me, but it'd be brilliant. Score a couple of goals against them. That's what I want. I just want that. I think most Rangers fans are just desperate to get another 3 points up, and that's sort of and tick another box and so on, and that just like that until we get to the point where we can't get caught, and that's what I want. And then we could party like it's 1969.
1999.
1999. No, that was it. Prince, wasn't it? Prince.
But there's a reason for that. Ken Bruce keeps playing that number. He's quite subtle, so Ken Bruce. JFK, isn't he?
I've never listened to him for a long time, mate.
Quite subtle. Good barrier, Ken. Good barrier. Right, okay, we plan then. We'll have a listen to your manager, Stevie G, if that's all right with you, JFK.
Yep, definitely, mate.
I'm interested after the press conference to get your team for tomorrow.
Okie dokie.
You know how we get that right every week, didn't we?
Yeah, always. I don't think it'll be too hard this week, though.
Then we'll open up the phone lines. I thought that last week. We'll open up the phone lines and we'll get people in. How's that sound to you, Bridgeman?
Excellent, pal. Go for it.
All right, let's get yourselves a meeting. Let's hear from your boss, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
First of all, just check the team news and then just ask, obviously, the club made their feelings known on the Kamar Roof ban this week. I'm just wondering, given the concerns you've got over consistency with the sort of decisions that are made, is VAR something you think would help the situation? And if so, would you have any concerns over the current COVID financial situation, whether or not that's pushed the introduction of VAR sort of further down the line?
Well, I must admit, I don't know where the SFA are at in terms of VAR, in terms of goal line technology and the stuff that would be a big support for the officials up here. I don't want to obviously make any unnecessary headlines. I certainly support the statement that the club put out, and I think my view is shared by a lot of managers, a lot of players, a lot of supporters, and a lot of people in the media that, you know, the compliance and the SFA's situation, how they go about certain things that happen on the football pitch up here, does need guidance and support. My opinion won't change. Whether that happens in the short, medium or long term, we'll have to wait and see. But look, it is what it is. We appealed the Kamar situation because we felt in a couple of areas. One, we felt the game is getting refereed up here, which we think is disrespectful to the officials and is undermining their performance on the night when they're seeing incidents live. And two, we didn't think there was any malice or intent in the challenge, but at the same time we understand it didn't look great when you slow it down or when you show people it 30, 40 times. We respect that. The decision's being made. We're disappointed because we miss another striker for 2 games at such a crucial, important time. That's not great. But, you know, we've got a squad good enough, and it'll be opportunities for other people to come into the team and try and make up for Kamar's loss. And we'll move forward. But in terms of the SFA, we'll try and be as big a support as we can to try and improve things, not just for Rangers or for me, but for everyone connected to Scottish football, because I think it's clear there's many inconsistencies. There's challenges that are worse than Kamar's. There's situations that are worse than the Ajeti ones that don't even get looked upon. That's not right for football up in Scotland. So for me, we have to find a better level of consistency. So
Stephen, just you said there, is it re-refereeing's issue that you have? I think you said you're concerned that the situation get refereed the other night. Is it re-refereeing? Is that the issue?
Well, in the report we got, there's certain wording and certain language that the incident wasn't seen or it wasn't seen clearly and blah, blah. There was a yellow card given. There was a referee 5 yards away and there was a yellow card given. So you can't days or hours after the game change your mind or have someone else or 3 guys come and re-referee the game. Well, if that's to say, what's the point of us having referees? Why don't we just have no referees and we'll just make all the decisions days and hours after the game and we'll go from there? It's not right. It's not right. It doesn't happen anywhere else. We've got to trust and support the referees, and you know they're going to make mistakes. They're human beings. We need to get them support in whatever ways we can, and then go from there. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get inconsistencies. Certain clubs are going to get treated different from others because they're on the TV more, because they're more high profile, and the situation is not going to change unless we all collectively support the SFA and the officials in getting them the necessary support to be better and more consistent.
Hi, Stephen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just to follow up on that, are you therefore saying that you think the decisions that are made by a referee during a game should stand, and therefore we should just rip up this current judicial process? And if we are to do that, do you think full-time refereeing would improve the situation?
Full-time refereeing is one area, 100%, where the level will get better up here, for sure. I think the guys do a terrific job, considering they are part-time and they've got other jobs and blah, blah, blah. I think the level has certainly got better year in, year out since I've been up here. But if we can give them more support financially to become full-time, if we can introduce goal line technology, if we can let the referees be themselves and make the decisions and the big calls, and I think if we can tweak and change the current situation, I'm not saying it needs to be ripped up, but you know, it's certainly an area where I believe it can get a lot better for everyone up here.
How would you square an issue if, say for example, there's an off the ball incident and the referee can't see it? How would you then deal with that at disciplinary hearing? What would be your scenario for that? Would it still go to a? No,
I think you can still go to that situation. I think the referee should stay heavily involved. He's the one who's seen the challenge live and can give his honest thing on it. I think
what if a referee hasn't seen an off the ball incident, how do you?
Well, the referee give a yellow card.
No. What I'm saying is, if there's I'm not taking the roof incident. I'm saying that say there's an off the ball incident.
Yeah. I'm not saying that can't be analysed by a person or a group of people. I think the group of people has to be right. I'm not saying that we need to come away from that, but we need consistency on it. So we can't decide to do that in one incident and then there's other incidences that are happening and we don't do the same. Everything's got to be treated the same. Whether that come down to an individual incident, a player, a team, a club, everyone needs to be treated the same with the same level of consistency. We can't pick and choose what incidences we want to analyse or go to the compliance officer because too many are getting missed, too many situations and challenges are getting treated different. And that's what we're not happy about. We want a better level of consistency, not for us, for everyone in the league.
Stephen, I could just start about how's the team looking in terms of Scott Arfield's return, and just secondly, what do you expect from Kelly tomorrow, obviously with Tommy Wright in charge?
Scott Arfield trained yesterday with the group for the first time, and he'll train again this morning. We'll make a decision on Scott later today, but he has missed 7 weeks. But he came back yesterday and was great to watch. He brought real enthusiasm and personality to the session. It's great to see him back smiling and really being close to being ready to go. So that's a big boost for us. Obviously, Kamar will miss the game and Alfredo will serve his last game. Jermaine Defoe trained yesterday as well. Jermaine's been out for 2.5, 3 weeks now. So he's more ready, if you like. So he'll come into the squad tomorrow, Jermaine, all being well today. So we're in a good place in terms of the health and the availability of the squad, but obviously we've still got a couple of suspensions that we need to serve.
Even after the last game at Hamilton, you were unhappy with things. What have you addressed this week to see the levels go back to the standards that they have been for the majority of the season?
Well, I think we do the same as what we always do, Luke. We debrief the game, we analyse it, and we talk to the players. We show them what we did right on the day. We show them what didn't go well. I think it was quite clear that we've come away from our level in terms of that performance. The players are aware of that. The players have been absolutely incredible up to this point, and they've set a bar and a level that we know ourselves when we haven't performed to that, and that was quite clear against Hamilton. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the players perform tomorrow. They've prepared really well. The reaction's been good since the disappointment of the weekend. I think we also want to be very respectful to Hamilton, who were fantastic on the day. But it's all in the past. We need to move on from the result. We've said it after fantastic wins and top high-class level performances that, stay humble and not get too high and make sure that you're ready for the next challenge. And we'll do the same when we fell a little bit below our standards as well. So tomorrow's a new game. It'll be a tough challenge. Got a new manager. Normally, a new manager finds a bounce. They didn't find that against Motherwell, and we don't want them to find that against us tomorrow. But there's no doubt about it that Tommy's a really experienced, good manager, and at some point he'll turn Kilmarnock around. I do believe that, but we don't want that to be the start of that tomorrow.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
Just having a wee think, I don't want to really take it back to where it had been, but it'd been mentioned by one of your former players, Barry Ferguson, that it might be worth having a former player involved in these decisions with the compliance to maybe give an insight. What do you think about that?
Look, I respect everyone's opinion out there. Barry's obviously played up here for a very long time. He's an icon up here, a legend of the game, someone I respect immensely. So he knows the game. I think for me, it's about trying to be a support and trying to keep tweaking the game and certain areas of the game up here to make it better and stronger and more consistent. But yeah, players who know the game, players who've been in that situation, I definitely think there's a place in the game, not just in punditry or in coaching, but also on that side of the game as well, to be involved in organisations, to give a real valid opinion to be better. So yeah, but as I say, there seems to be a frustration, not just here at Rangers, but throughout different clubs in the league. There's managers I've heard in press conferences. I heard Lenny speak about it. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So many managers have reservations and concerns about the consistencies up here. And I think the referees deserve the support around it to make sure that their job is easier for them, because it's a real tough job that they've got on here, especially being part-time guys as well.
Well, up against Kilmarnock tomorrow afternoon, they're a side you've obviously come up against a lot in your time in Scotland. How do you manage to keep the players fresh when we do have this strange thing in Scotland where you can play teams up to 7 times a season? How is it tactically that you can keep them fresh going into matches against opposition that they've came up against an awful lot?
Well, I think you just have to move on from challenge to challenge, really. We have a real contrast of games because obviously the run we're having in Europe as well. I think this is a really exciting time for us. I think in terms of Kilmarnock, we've come up against a couple of different managers. Obviously, Tommy's in there tomorrow. He'll put his own stamp on things, so we have to be prepared and ready for that, what's in front of us. But we're approaching a very exciting time with an incredible opportunity to make the season a success. You know, we've got the chance and the opportunity in the coming weeks to get to the last 16 in Europe and match what we did last year. We want to try and improve on that. And obviously, in terms of the league, we've worked ever so hard. And the players have done ever so well to put ourselves in this position, in this place. We want to go and try and grab the opportunity that's in front of us. And Kilmarnock is the next challenge. They'll be organised. They've got experienced players, and they're going to have a bit of a lift and a clean slate from a new manager. So we have to be prepared and ready for that challenge.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
The last twice against Kilmarnock, Cedric started off the right hand side. We're Roof and Morelos out for tomorrow's game. What sort of different option does he give you?
Well, it depends whether he plays as a 10 or a 9. I think he can play both roles. That's one of the reasons why we brought him in. I think he's been ever so patient. His training level's been really good, and you know, as an impact player, he's been superb. He's come on and scored important goals at key times. When he started, I think he's done a lot of things right. He scored a wonderful goal at Poznan, running down the side of centre-backs and getting his shots off. I thought his box-to-box play was okay at the weekend. I think he'd done a real good, selfless job for the team. I don't think we gave him enough service at the weekend when he played as a 9. You know, I'll make a decision in terms of what we go with tomorrow, but we've got Jermaine Defoe available. He trained yesterday and he'll train this morning as well. So I think the important decisions we made in pre-season in terms of having 4 number 9s are coming back now to help us, because the challenge becomes tougher when you've got no Alfredo and no Kamar Roof when you're coming up against a team like Kilmarnock. So it's important that Cedric and Jermaine are big for us tomorrow over the 90 minutes, whoever we decide to go with. I might even decide to go with both. We'll just have to wait and see.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Thanks for that, folks. We're back.
Yeah, very interesting it was.
Brilliant interview. Brilliant. Loved it.
Listen, mate, if you've got an organisation in any business and somebody at the calibre in that business like Stevie G talks, you listen.
Of course.
Aye, and he's got some very, very valid points there about consistency, no trying to undermine the referee. Some of the stuff that we talked about the other night. In case your take, GFK, we've heard me in Bridges.
Well, everything the gaffer says there, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he booked Kamar Roof, so for him to turn around and say he never saw the whole incident just baffles me. And that's what the gaffer said. You know, if it was an off-the-ball incident, then obviously it should go to the compliance officer. But, I mean, we've seen other tackles, and we're not just talking about the puddle drinkers and that. We've seen the Boya Beaker the other night there. I saw that on the late night telly, and that was a bad. To me, that was a straight red. It's all about consistency, and it's about trial by television. And I think Stevie G was just about the day's press about when he learned about Kamar Roof being cited. You know, and I think Stuart Robertson said before that it's trial by television, especially we know the channel that does that all the time. And I mean, I watched him the other night, and again there was a couple of tackles for the puddle drinkers that, you know, basically they just the tap them. They weren't bothered. They were they were a booking and that was it. But when it's Rangers, you know, the stats are there. You know, the Rangers have been cited more than anybody, punished more than anybody. So let's hope that it can get sorted sooner rather than later. It's taking a wee bit of the gloss off what's going on with Rangers I know, because that's all everybody seems to be talking about. Obviously,
that's what's worrying me, JFK. But take my focus half where we are.
Yeah, I've been listening all week. You know, perhaps I've been a pundit on here. I love to listen to the show, and a lot of people come on and made real valid points. But I think we're kind of getting distracted. You know, we're 18 points ahead and 10 games to play, 5 wins gives us a championship, you know, and we should be concentrating that and let others
enjoying it.
And at times you see, I mean, I'm listening to people and you can hear in their voice that they're angry, and I can see why they're angry, but I want to enjoy what's happening in our Rangers, and we shouldn't be taking my eye off the ball, you know, because listen, let's not kid ourselves on, nothing would please any of them if we faltered this season, and I know that's not going to happen. But we just need to keep our eye on the ball and let the powers that be sort it. But there has got to be consistency. We see that. And it's not just about the puddle drinkers getting away with it or whatever. It's happening all air. But every team that gets punished, they get punished very leniently. When it comes to Rangers, we get hammered all the time, mate. So let's hope it's sorted.
I've got some genuine concerns when you referee the game after. Take us away out the equation. If you get suspended for the next 2 games, the team that you've actually done the offence against might actually no benefit at all if they're playing some rivals and you've had to drop one of your best players.
Yeah, well, it's all ifs and buts and maybes, as I've said before. You know, I mean, if Kamar Roof had been a straight red, automatically they'd been banned for the next game. But the fact of the matter is, Oxshire, if they'd get sent off, they'd get a 1-game ban. But now, because it was retrospective, it becomes dangerous play. Instead of a straight red, you know, like Alfredo, instead of getting sent off, he get a 3-game ban because his previous discrepancies. Plus, he get another game ban there because he said it was violent conduct. So, for me, I would rather see, if it's going to happen, players should get sent off there and then, and that includes a Rangers player. If it's merited, they should get sent off. And my worry is, if the referee, Stephen Gerrard said, saw the incident and booked him, what other action should he take? And as Stephen Gerrard rightly said, really, is there any need for a referee? If they're taking it out of the referee's hands after the game 2 or 3 days later, that can't be right. It's just can't be right.
Well said, mate. I'm going to keep my mate out of this just now, mate. His wife was on to me today. Not to mention referees or BBC for his blood pressure. All right, Bridge. See?
No, it's not true. It's not true. I think I agree 100% with Jimmy was saying. Really good stuff, you know. I love the way the manager put things. He's actually asking a question of both the referees and the other clubs in the league. They have to follow in, and they either say, no, we're not doing it. But here, you know, I think, was it last year when Rangers asked them for backing for whatever it was they were backing the split before the league split. So not that long ago.
Vote of confidence, yeah.
Correct, yeah, and it didn't happen. So I don't know what they're going to get, but if indeed we're going down that line, then he's throwing the ball into the court of the SFA and the clubs, because it's not dramatic stuff he's looking for. He's looking for, hey, help us. We'll help you. Everybody help get this game sorted out, because it's just a joke at times.
Just one question before hopefully we move on for it. Can I ask you two guys, do you actually feel that there's a conspiracy to try and stop us winning the league this season?
No. I think you could turn that around and say it's the complete opposite. Because we could have lost 2 players. People came on here. Roof and Morelos, people on here, were on show, Rangers supporters, good bears, said in their opinion there could have been 2 straight red cards.
Yep.
So you could argue, no, we might have won the games, but we might have lost them. You'll never be able to answer that. So we could be sitting with 6 less points. Yep,
that's the answer I was looking for, because I don't feel there's any conspiracy.
No,
I think too many are thinking that out there, and that's what's peeing me off, Oxshire. Keep our eye on the ball here. Like, there's 5 games to win. Champions. That's all that matters, and let everything else run about it. You know, we've got a strong enough squad, or we should have, to take care of every team leading up to the Puddle Drinkers game.
They need to take some of these constant fouls on their players. They need to take that out of the game. They need to.
I don't see that, Bridge, mate. I really don't.
I do, and there's loads of other people do. And I'm not being funny. That wee Kent, if it wasn't for his wee bit of speed, he would have been crippled a number of times. Some of the tackles they're trying to do in that young boy, shocking, just shocking. However, let's go on, mate. Sorry.
That's the way we play with players that are skillful, take the ball, try and go past people. People are going to tackle them. They're going to be late. But I mean, I don't see. I mean, there's some bad players in Scotland, but I don't see many of them. The worst tackle this season, arguably the one in Zunga, and I don't even think the one in Morelos. I've said it before. I think it was a straight red card because it ended up dangerous play, but I didn't think the guy meant it. I think he got there as quick as he could, and he just missed the ball and caught Morelos in the leg. It was a straight red, in my opinion, but I don't think there was any malice in it. Like, I don't think there was any malice in Rufy's challenge. Yeah?
Yeah, totally agree with you.
All right, let's part that and look at a big game.
Yep.
And I want to hear your team, GFK, your team.
Well, I watched and listened to the gaffer today, and I think it kind of picks itself. You know, obviously McGregor, and then Tav, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Kamara, Davis, and Jack, Aribo, Itten, and Kent. That's the team I'd go for, mate.
Hello?
The team. I think that was the team I gave out last night. Carl, was that you, mate? Yeah? Team I go for, mate. Carl?
Hello? Hi.
Turn your telly off, mate. We can hear it.
I did. That's what I was doing. Sorry.
That's all right. How we doing, mate?
Oh, just did our jobs today, me and my missus.
All right. I didn't realise you were 86, mate.
92. I'm limping, though.
Well done.
I'm limping.
I thought you were meant to get in your harem.
She wanted to see a big hairy Scottish Archie.
Oh, all right, okay.
All right.
All right, what's on your mind?
Well, I've got a couple of things with the gaffer's comments.
Okay.
Referees, make them full-time. Right, okay, make them full-time. But you're still going to get the same incompetence for referees if they're part-time or full-time. If they're incompetent, they're incompetent. Because incompetent does not change.
I think
when somebody can give you a yellow card and then say, after I didn't really see it, come on, that's incompetent. As far as I'm concerned.
I get where you're coming from, mate.
Because incompetence does not change.
GFK, you can answer this and then we're going to move away from the referees because...
I've got another point to know, but...
Well, let GFK take your referee one. Go on, GFK.
What about the inconsistency of the referees?
What Carl's just said. I think
incompetence, not consistency.
He wants
if you're incompetent, you're incompetent. Part-time, full-time.
Well, if a referee makes a mistake, then there's no punishment there. No, the referee, in my eyes, made a mistake against Kamal Roof. If that's the case, he didn't send him off. So that's been his mistake. So his mistake has cost us a player's banning for 2 games, Cal. That's the way I look at it. So but he'll just go and referee the next game and probably make a same mistake again.
So that's incompetence.
Of course,
that's what I mean.
And that the incompetence is what I would say. I wouldn't say conspiracy. I would say
I would never say conspiracy.
No, I'm not saying you did. I'm not saying you did, mate. But what I'm saying is, yeah, I agree. I mean, the referee has made a big error, and because he's made that error, as Stephen Gerrard said, he's already booked the player, and he turn around and say he never saw it. You know, a question I would like to ask, and I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here by saying conspiracy, but has there pressure been put on the referee to say something different that he never saw it?
Through the media, that's a different.
That's the sort of thing I'm getting, that they're fear to actually stand by their decision because they're going to get torn apart. This referee's an idiot. Yeah. This referee's an idiot. You know.
Yeah. Because
you didn't see it. I mean, none about that. And the other thing, I do agree with Bridgeman. Our players get hammered every week. I've watched Hadji. I've watched Kent. They get torn apart every week. Persistent fouling against them and nothing gets done. protect the players. You can't protect a player in football. You can protect the next team they're playing.
It's a man's game. Bridgeman would have been suspended every week.
Look, I played football and all, and I know what it's like. I've had broken fingers, dislocated knee, dislocated ankle. It's a man's game, but at the same time, you always hear they should be protecting the player. You can't protect a player. You protect the next team they're playing against, the other team. You know what I mean? If you get sent off, you're not protecting Rangers or a yellow card or 2 year. You know what I mean? You're never protecting the team you're playing.
The players out for the next game. We get it. But look, mate, I don't see it. I mean, there's been a couple of decisions no way away. Hachi, in my opinion, that's part of his game. He plays for free kicks. He plays.
He gets bloody hammered. Come on, he does. I mean, I watch a lot of them before my missus is up in the morning because I've retired now for 3 weeks. I'm bored to tears. I watch every Rangers podcast. I watch all games and things like that. And I still walk about as if I'm playing the flute. You know what I mean? I'll never die for being a Rangers fan. I can't get it tomorrow again because of Rangers TV and their new thing. They keep saying I've no sent back my text. I'm getting off my head. I even tried to go into Kelly TV to get it. They don't have it. That's a bad idea. I could order a pie probably and get it faster.
Okay, so have you got your interactive season ticket number and all that, yeah?
I don't have a season ticket, Ox. I was away 21 years and things like that. I never had the money.
The Rangers TV in the UK is only there for interactive season ticket holders. Mate.
No. You can go in and buy the pass if you're no...
You let me finish, Carl.
Okay, sorry.
Right, okay. No, that's all right. You carry on, mate.
No, I'm just saying, I've been on it. I heard it in one of the other podcasts. There was a lot of problems with St Johnson getting the first one.
GFK never got it. Fox never got it. I got it perfect. Yeah.
No.
There was loads of issues when they changed the contract. I've actually spoke to somebody at the club about it, and believe it or not, he was sitting in his house and he never got it.
Aye, you know, it's kind of hard. I'll not see it till I have to watch BBC, which rips my knitting, you know, the more night. But I will phone in before the game and after the game. I'll watch it in Sky as the scores come up after I've kicked my missus about the house for 15 times, but she didn't know what a puddle drinker was the night she had to ask me. It's hard to tell the difference between a spoon burner and a puddle drinker, you know what I mean, and a tardelli. This is all new language to me. This is all new speak.
All new language to me as well, mate. Anyway,
you know, I never used all the expressions. I'm pretty basic.
Listen, mate, we've got some more callers coming in.
Right, no problem. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Carl. I've got to try to help him. He doesn't listen, does he?
Aye, I know. Aye. Hope his wife's all right.
I was going to try and help him, but we'll get him tomorrow. See if we can help him get the game. Right, okay. I mean, again, as referees, Bridgman sees it different. For me, I think if just go out and play the game and not get caught up in this with the referees.
Hello.
Oh, there's Amanda joined this evening. Amanda.
Good evening, how are we?
All right, yeah, you're through to JFK there. JFK.
Hi, Amanda. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hiya. I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good, darling, I'm good.
I wanted to say, Stephen Gerrard talks a lot of sense when he's talking about the team and that and referees, because the refereeing situation is, you know, why have referees when they don't, you know, the decision doesn't count and they're overturning it? I mean, I'm not going to go on about the referees, but I think he talks a lot of sense. The team tomorrow, I think we should be okay tomorrow. But again, you know, it's up to the team to turn up tomorrow and do the job. You know, we the supporters do our bit. You know, okay, the stadiums are empty, but what can you do? You can't do anything about empty stadiums. You know, but I think we'll do well tomorrow. I think we'll get the 3 points tomorrow. Yeah. I think we should up our game and get the points tomorrow.
Amanda's picking the team. Let's hear. Amanda's team.
No, I'm not picking the team. I tell you, I'm hopeless at picking teams. I've got cancer brain.
You can't be worse than us. We've been doing it all season. I don't think we've got it right between us.
No.
Well, listen, see if I was to sit and pick your team, you'd end up with a team of dumplings playing.
All right.
You know, there is such a thing as cancer brain, really. There is.
You're all right. You're as sharp as you just hide it well.
As sharp as a blunt pin.
How's your
So,
mod?
aye.
How's your mod then?
Aye, they're fine. They're doing the stairs watching God knows what in the telly. I don't know. I'm up in my room.
Right, okay.
I'm up in my room with my crutches and my flask of tea. But no, I think the team as a whole this season has upped its game a lot. I mean, you just need to look at the stats this season. The way the front lines played, the midfield, even the defence. You know, last year, 2 seasons ago, against Hamilton, we would have lost that. You know, we would have dropped points, 3 points, never mind 2, you know, last year against that lot. And I think that's the difference. We've upped our game so much. And we don't get the credit. We definitely don't get the credit for it.
Bridgeman, you want to come in, mate?
Yes, Sal, do you want to give me your team? You want my team?
No, Amanda
Okay.
just asked you a question.
Oh, sorry, I never heard the question.
All right, okay.
What was the question?
Yeah.
What was the question?
JFK. JFK.
Yeah. Well, I'm all getting lost here. I picked the same team as you said. You said you picked Oxshire. McGregor, Tav, Golson, Hollander, Barisic, Kamara, Davis, Jack, Aribo, Itten and Kent. And it was nice to see the gaffers talking today about, and it's a player that will miss big time, Scotty Arfield. I'm hoping that he's maybe got a part to play tomorrow, and Jermaine Defoe. But I'm desperate to see Itten do something tomorrow. I think he needs a couple of goals.
I didn't think he was a lot last week. I didn't think he was great, JFK, because nobody was. But I thought Itten was the best of our front three.
Oh, definitely. And the gaffer said that himself. He was to get the service.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Just as I say, I think the team will get us 3 points tomorrow, and here's hoping that we just keep it going, because we've got, as I say, 5 games to win. You know.
Yeah.
Starting for tomorrow, so
tomorrow.
We should
tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
After tomorrow. That's it. And that's us. So anyway, I'll let you get more callers in. Have a good night, okay?
All right. Cheers, Amanda.
Bye.
Cheers, Amanda.
Bye. Bye.
What's the situation with the season ticket thing, Oxshire? Has that been fixed?
As far as I know, mate, they had
because I got on for the first 7 minutes,
and also,
the first half, and 5 for the second.
And that St Johnstone game, that was the highlights. I think you see.
Probably, aye. But
I think what I'm understanding is there was an app that needed updated on your whatever device, yeah.
Right.
And it had been up for a lot of people. They put the update in, and people hadn't updated. That was information I got, but obviously if people then logged in at the right time would have got the update. So there wasn't any rhyme or reasoning to it or any area.
So do I need to update that then?
I would have a look at it, mate, and see if it is working for you. Yeah.
I'll do that tonight.
Yeah. Aye. Well, I'll be interested to see how it goes with the team. Bridgeman, what are you thinking?
Well, I think the team's going to be McGregor, Tav, Golson, Hollander, Warner, Jack, Davis and Kamara, Aribo or Arfield, Itten or Defoe, and Kent.
Itten or Defoe, Bridge?
Yeah, if he's got Defoe's been declared he's fit, and Arfield also, so the chances are he might start them, he might know, but I would go for Aribo, Itten and Kent, but that's his backup, in my opinion.
Did you think the gaffer was throwing a curveball when he dropped in that you never know the two of them might play?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Right? I'm not being funny when I say these things. I'm thinking the gaffer's got a choice. Aribo and Itten. Itten had a good game at the weekend. No problems with that. But you know, if he's got Arfield back. Arfield's been a real good player for us. And Defoe, well, what can you say about Defoe? His record speaks for itself. Although we must admit, as I say, Itten has managed to turn people's heads so far, and Aribo has been playing quite well. So it's a dilemma for the manager to pick. I would go with Aribo and Itten and Kent, but obviously the manager, we know the manager will change it in some way or other.
I think we'll see Scotty Arfield tomorrow. I think he'll be on the bench, and I think we'll see him, but I don't think he'll start. Anyway, we've been joined by Bob Chair. Evening, Bob Chair.
Evening, folks. How you all doing? All right?
Hey, Bob.
Aye, good to hear your dulcet tones again.
You as well, Bob.
Hey,
good man.
Just to look to the future a wee bit, the near future. I'm just been listening to everything tonight. Brilliant as usual. It's good to hear that that all the injuries and the suspensions will be clearing up in the next week. Kemal Roof's still got another game and all, but all the injuries and the suspensions will be clearing up. And Scotty Arfield, what a bonus for us. And it's all coming at the right time, guys, to have a fully fit squad of players with the programme we've got coming up. So,
big influence for the Scotty Arfield, particularly in Europe, Bob.
Oh, well, he can cover the ground like Arfield. He's been a big miss, boys. He has been a big miss. The midfield's been a problem in recent games, like especially 2 or 3 weeks ago when we went with what we would call a makeshift midfield. But that's what big squads are for. The injuries, the suspensions are going to pass. We're going to have the full squad, and we're going to be flying again. That's my opinion. Starting tomorrow.
Guys, will Roof be available for the European game?
Yes.
Okay, that's magic.
The funny thing was, Bridge, after the performance against St Johnstone, I thought Roof should have been dropped. I thought it was appalling in my opinion. I don't think he would get at all.
Good points.
You know, no offence, I think he's done well this season. Just on that performance, JFK, I don't think he was great.
No, I know, but I didn't. I mean, I want to say something about Alfredo Morelos. I mentioned it. I think I phoned in last Monday. I'm a wee bit peeved off with and that's saying it politely about Alfredo. You know, I'm not blaming him for the current form of the team, but he has to have a right good look at himself here, mate. Because look what's happened. We're decimated the new with strikers being out. You know, when we've got injuries, we don't have anybody there to play a part for Itten. And I know Jermaine Defoe's come back. And if we hadn't only needed 5 games, this might have been a bigger disaster. You know, that's not the right word, saying bigger disaster. There's no disaster. But the fact of the matter is, it needs a right good shaking here now. You know, it's not the fact that, you know, should he or should he not have been sent off. Surely he should have realised by now that no matter what he does on the park, the referee is always looking for an excuse to book him or send him off, and then others to punish him. And we know he gets battered about and he takes some treatment on the park. But he must surely learn a lesson now. You know, if he's got any aspirations to do anything next season, whether it be Rangers in the Champions League or anywhere else, he needs to get his act together, mate. You know, we're down to one striker, fit striker tomorrow, which is Itten. And we've got Jermaine Defoe come just back for injury. So he needs to have a right good look at himself and make sure that he's a team player and not just all about Alfredo.
What he's done with the 2 incidents away at Dundee United and Hibs, he's put himself in the spotlight where he's not been in it. And he's given referees a decision to make, and you're always gambling.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that's 5 games he'll have missed now because of suspensions, you know, and obviously, look, mate, it's up to him. Penny drops or it doesn't drop, you know what it's like, you know, with people. But I take your point on board. A lot of people, I think last season there was people come on here and they weren't fans of Alfie because he felt he'd let us down at times, and obviously the worries over his performances, Bob Chair, particularly at the start of the season, even when he wasn't scoring, he was playing well, but he has put himself in the limelight in the last few weeks for the wrong reasons.
Well, we all kind of Alfie's the most smart player in the whole of Scottish football. We all know that. What I couldn't understand about him was on day at Parkhead, if I can quote an example, where he was past that charm and he had the whites on Forster's eyes. And all he had to do was shooting, he would probably have scored against him. reporter, when he goes and throws his cell and gives Clancy an option with saying, Alfie Morelos has cost us a lot in big games, guys. Let's be honest. He really has. And he really, you would think by now you would have sat and had a look at yourself in the mirror and says, look, I've got a temperament problem. I'm playing for a big club here that showed faith in me. And I've got to go out on a party here. People are going to kick me, but I've got to be shrewd now. I'm getting older, more experience. I've got to be shrewd in trying to turn the tables on these people that are kicking me. That's what wise players do, experienced players do. And here, yet again, he's sitting at another 3-game suspension. So the boy has to take stock. I heard you saying a wee while ago, Ox, that the club would probably have a word with the boy about this, whether he should stay or whether he should move on, because it just seems to be one occurrence after another, Will. And we're coming up to a vital part of the season, and we need everybody fit, and we need everybody on the park. So, Alfie, you've got to look at yourself yet again, sir. So, what anybody said to him behind the scenes, I don't know. But and he's a good job. Let's be honest, he's a good job. He's a really good player, boy. But he really needs to intermingle it with attitude. He really does, guys.
He's a top
and
player.
I love him.
Bridgeman, he's a top player, isn't he?
Oh, it's probably the best player we've got. I mean, just absolutely fabulous player. Probably, technically speaking, the best player in Scotland, most assuredly, in my opinion. But you know the thing that wonders me, or I wonder about all of it, is that for 10 years we've been watching them all across there at the other side of the city, and we've been classified in the media and in the papers and all the rest of it as being the best midfielder in Scotland, right? Possibly even in Europe. This is the kind of stuff they were talking about a long time ago. And that guy's been doing the back elbow thing that he's just got caught with just the last 2 weeks. He's been doing that for 10 years, smashing people in the back in the face, behind the referee's back. He's getting away with that. And you know this, that when he does it, or when he puts a terrible foul in, the paper jumps straight in and defend him. Straight in and defend him. That's what happens. That's what I've been seeing for 10 years. And yet when a Rangers player, and I'm not trying to say that Morelos is a wee innocent or anything like that, but the thing is, the same people who've been watching Mong doing it for a number of years, they're straight in and they destroy him. They try to destroy the boy's character. It's unforgivable. Anyway, that's not good.
There is an issue with some of the media, Bridge. I can't take that one away from you. I'd like to, but I can't take it away. But Morelos has given the referees decisions to make. I mean, you give referees decisions to make, GFK. Ultimately, in a game of football, you're gambling, aren't you?
Of course you are. You know, and that's what really irks us all. You know, look what happened. I mean, I don't want to keep going back to the cup semi-final against the Sheep, you know.
But you should never have played against...
No, I know that happened, but I mean, at the same time, you know, it was silly bookings away back then. And, you know, he's been the biggest club in the world, and surely he's got to learn. I mean, no matter what he's done, I still want him to stay here next season. I want to see him perform for Rangers in the Champions League. But he's got to be taken aside and shown. And I totally 100% agree with what the Bridgeman's saying there. Aye, he's vilified in lots of quarters, but he's got to watch what he's doing. He's got to be fly for it. Because you know what happens there, the other side there? They're all at it all the time, and they get away with it because they're fly enough to get away with it. He needs to learn that. Alfredo needs to learn that.
Okay, if you want to come and join us.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, 21st century on here, boy.
Oh, definitely.
Folks, take that for all 78.
Oh, hand turner, aye.
Oh, we've got somebody hopefully coming to join us in a second. If he's about, hopefully we'll raise in a minute. Aye, but we'll see where it takes us. I think Bob Jebb, I accept all the points. People see the game different for me. Referees, Bridgeman sees it different for me. He says maybe tactics for another team trying to block our players, etc. I don't get upset about that. He sees it differently for me. But what I'm more getting annoyed with is we're nervous at where we are, but we should be enjoying this, not getting caught up in the narrative of these people.
Absolutely no. I was listening to the manager the other day, and I could tell with the tone in his voice, I could tell with the look on his face, with the determination. And I think he's installed that in everybody this week. Everybody's been analysing last Sunday at Hamilton, and I really think Rangers will come out the traps for hero. And I do. We realise what's within our grasp, and surely to God, we're not going to let it slip. Now, I know there's a high element of nervousness about it now because we're so near. But I think we're going to get even nearer the more. I didn't see this escape. We'll get this all right. Because,
right.
You know, sorry.
Cheers, mate. We've been joined by the one. We've been joined by the one and only Rudy Bear.
All right, Oxter, how you doing?
Rudy.
How are you, mate? We were worried about you.
Aye, I'm all right now.
I heard you won the lottery, Rudy.
Have you been no well, Rudy? Have you been no well?
All right, Bridgeman, how you doing?
Have you been unwell?
Aye, I've been out some other time, aye.
Okay, tell bud.
Aye, macaroni cake and a coffee after it, so it was smashing.
I was watching a competition thing in the telly there, and now you've got the masked singer.
Aye.
Well, there's a thing on it that's called the masked cook, and the guy sounded like you.
JFK can assure you it wasn't me, mate. It wasn't me.
How do you know it was him? Everybody's got a mask on now.
His voice, he's got that voice.
My cooking sticking the oven on and sticking my spicy meat feast in when the missus is no here, JFK, you know what
Aye, I can cook it.
Right, Rudy Bear, I don't reckon you've been on here since I'm going to say August.
Oh, aye, it was round about that, Ox, aye.
Right, okay.
August, something like that, aye.
Well, we've won one or two. What did you make of the receptionist tonight? How was she for you?
Brilliant. It just sounds, voice was a bit in the deep side, but apart from that, great. I've been listening into all the shows though, you know, I was a bit incapacitated for quite a while there. So
right, okay.
Everything was smashing. Some of the callers you get nowadays, Ox, is just absolutely brilliant, you know. I heard you listing off rhyming off a list of countries people had phoned in for France and the Philippines, Australia, New Zealand. It's magic, isn't it? You know, people from all around the world phoning into the show now. Just absolutely fantastic.
We get off the Alloa as well, you know.
Alloa as well, aye, yeah.
Oh my, paradise.
It's kept me going. The Rangers results, the way we've been gone this season, and listening to the show, you know, most nights is sort of, it's kept me going. Ox, let's put it that way. So,
brilliant, mate, brilliant.
Everything's good.
It's really, really good to hear you, mate. We were genuinely concerned about you, mate.
Oh, thanks very much. No, I'm all right, Ox. Everything's good.
It's been a constant. Anybody heard from Rudy? Heard from Rudy? Yeah, JFK in it.
Aye, everybody's been talking about you, Rudy. Can I ask you a question, Rudy? See, when you come through, see the receptions, did they ask you about any tips they could give you regarding makeup or anything like that? Well, I'm reliably informed, right, that the reception is very partial to nice colour of red nails.
Oh, really?
Toenails as well. Toenails as well.
My.
When I came through, he asked me for my bank details and the 3 numbers in my card, mate. That's
poor folks.
So give your thoughts, but I'll let you have the flair, Rudy. Give your thoughts on the season so far, because we've not heard from you, and it's great to hear you.
Thanks, Ox. Season so far, I honestly don't think we can have any complaints. If you'd have said to me at the start of the season, before the ball was kicked, Ox, had you have said to me we get to this point in the season, you know, we'll be ready to go against Royal Antwerp, you know, after winning the group, go against Royal Antwerp in the last 32, and, you know, 28 games played would be 24 wins and 4 draws. I would have bitten your hand off for that, Ox, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, the blip has been St Mirren, defeat against St Mirren in the League Cup, you know. And I put that down to complacency that night, Ox. I really did. I thought they kind of, a wee bit like the weekend, only I think we played better against St Mirren than we did at the weekend. I thought we did pretty dreadful at the weekend, in all honesty. But in both games, I kind of thought we showed up, too much complacency, maybe just thought we had to show up, you know. And the game was won. I think there was, after giving Hamilton an 8-0 batter, and I think there was a wee bit of that in their heads, and it didn't turn out that way, because Hamilton were well up for the game, and we could easily say they were probably the better team on the day, actually, Hamilton, But aye, all in all, look, we're 5 wins away from lifting a big shiny silver thing up, something we've all wanted for a decade. We've hankered after this, and we're so close. We're in touching distance yet now. And as I say, at the beginning of the season, if you'd told me this is how it was going to turn out, I'd have literally bitten your hand off for it, Ox. Honestly, I really would have.
Yeah. Who's Sean for us?
Stephen Davis, for me, I just think has been out.
I'm a big fan myself, mate.
Oh, outstanding! But I think you've got to give a huge amount of credit. I think we're up to about 20 clean sheets or something like that. So I think you've got to give the defence a huge amount of credit. None more so than Alan McGregor. He just seems to, he's just as good a goalkeeper now, if no better, than he was, first time round. With Alan McGregor's been outstanding. But Connor Goldson for me. I said last night when I was listening to the show, and I was in the lobby, chatting away to some of the guys in the lobby, I'd put, and you were talking about, three players for player of the season. Connor Goldson's got to be in that top 3, Ox, for me, because it's all...
How do you do that, mate? Stephen Davis, Connor Goldson, Alan McGregor,
James Tavernier.
You could put a case forward for all of them, mate.
Well, you could, aye, and just picking I thought to myself when you said, right, 3, you could pick 3. I thought it's so hard. How do you pick between sort of 4 of the 4 that you've just named? How do you? You can't really, there's a case to say that they've all been player of the season so far, So who do you leave out? Tav's, 17 goals and something ridiculous like 18 assists or something like that for fullback position. That's just crazy stats for a fullback. I played in Tav's position the whole time I played football. I never scored 17 goals.
You were never in the box, that
So you're right, Alex. There's been some brilliant performances, in the first half of the season for some great players. Stephen Davis. He's playing the quarterback role brilliantly now, sort of to quote an Americanism, but he is sitting there in front of the back 4 when he's needed. He moves the ball forward. He's, he maybe not scored as many goals as he used to do, but he's got it all. He's a total professional, he's a brilliant pro, Stephen Davis, so he's got to be up there. As far as player of the season goes, when it comes to end of season time, to pick the player of the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, 4 players, and you couldn't argue if any of them get it really, Rudy. And the boy Kamara had some outstanding games. Arfield, Ryan Jack, Rebels showed glimpses.
I thought Borna Barisic was excellent for the first half of the season as well, Ox. He was getting up in that left wing brilliantly, defending really well, whipping in great crosses and stuff like that, and he's scored a couple of free kicks as well, so... We can't complain. The performance of the weekend there was pretty much woeful, in all honesty. I feel a wee bit sorry for it, because he took pelters on some of the social media platforms and stuff like that. But the gap between the midfield and...
on Sunday there. On Sunday. Yeah. Saturday.
Aye, at the weekend.
He never get any service, mate.
No service. You can't judge the boy on that. He worked his socks off. He was really trying. Nothing was coming off for him. But he was giving it a real good go, and he was getting absolutely no backup, really. They didn't create anything for him. The gap between the midfield and him was far too big. And, well, that was pretty much because Hamilton's midfield was running the show in the midfield, really.
We were second best, mate. We were second best.
Yep.
Obviously, the way we lost the goal was disappointing, but we were second best. Boys, get yourselves a mute, because we're up to tune time. And this tune goes to the Berlin Loyal in the Shankill Road and over by. This tune's for you, and we've got a wee shout out after the tune. Take it away.
Sure, I was dreaming of old Ibrox, of her slopes and great grandstands, and I dreamed about the Rangers, the best team in the land. When my memory suggested of a vision bright and clear, of the strange things that would happen if we had the Rangers here. Now if the road to Ibrox Park, way up the Shankill, and Brian Loudrup came from Sandy Road, and Alistair Toyce came from East Belfast, and old Belfast became then old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, sure no green flags at that game they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roll, and all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. I dreamed about her Ulster men who wore the shirt of blue, Bertie Manderton, Sam English, Laurie Hamilton, McCandless too. I have dreamed of Whitey McDonald, who came from Lisburn town, and the greatest, Billy Simpson, who never let them down. Now if the road to Ibrox Park, way up the Shankill, and Brian Loudrup came from Sandy Road, and Ali McCoist came from East Belfast, and then old Belfast became old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, then no green flags at that game they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had Glasgow Rangers over here.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
You like that number, Bridger? If we only... Where is he?
Had the Rangers over here. That's fantastic. I never know it. I love that bit when Alistair McCoist is from old or East Belfast. I just love it. I just love it. Marvellous.
Great number. Right, okay, I've got a wee shout out today here, yeah? That all right with you, Bridge, yeah?
Go for it, pal.
As I said, this is the Berlin Loyal Rangers Supporters Club. The youngest member of the Berlin Loyal was 2 years of age, yeah? Young Maddox, and unfortunately, tragically even, young Maddox lost his mother. She passed away, and the wee boy's been left with his mother at 2 years of age. So somebody for Rangers Radio, as the wee boy's joined the Berlin Loyal, because obviously his family comes from good stock. He's bought him his first Rangers strip. One of our patrons has sent that over, and young Maddox has got his first Rangers strip as a member of the Berlin Loyal over the Shankill Road. And also, for Rangers Radio, we'd like to thank Mark Pollock and all the boys over there for the tremendous work they've done during this pandemic for local charities, supporting a lot of good blow noses over by. All our thoughts and prayers go to young Maddox, and all our thoughts and regards go to the Berlin Loyal Rangers Supporters Club. Well done, lads. And you look after yourself, young Maddox. And we'll speak to you when you grow up. Another great gesture for one of the Rangers Radio patrons, Bridgeman.
Oh, wonderful. A huge shout out to Maddox. Huge shout. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, pal. Well done.
Aye, Mark and all the boys over there did a lot of work for charity.
That's brilliant. Well done to everybody.
Yeah. great GFK people putting themselves
Yeah,
out
no,
there.
look, you never know the minute. No, it doesn't matter for young to old, and that, you never know the minute. And that's what Martin had to say is absolutely fantastic. And big kudos to him and the guys that are doing it. You know, so sad, but it's.
Aye, and a big shout to one of our rain bears in Rangers Radio this side of the water who got the strip because it's what some people have been doing. They've been putting money into the club by buying strips for kids that are maybe in a difficult situation, shall we say?
Yeah, no, I mean, no, everybody's privileged of having a decent roof over their head and
circumstances, mate.
Circumstances, you know, and I've always said, there go for the. So you've just got to, what you're good is try and make the best of it. But if you can help somebody along the way, then that's great today. And what Rangers Radio have done, I know it's pales into significance about the loss that the families had, but what we do here is great. You know, it's try and put out things there and try and help people. So my thoughts about family.
The first back to yours, Rudy, before we bring in some of the calls. On you go, mate.
That's a fantastic gesture, Ox. It really is, and it just shows, as Jimmy was saying there, what a community the Rangers Radio is. You know, it's brought so many people together, you know, and people sit here. I certainly did in the last few months, Ox. I've been sitting and listening to all you guys, you know. It's kept me going, and I'm almost positive that the same thing applies to lots of other people. But we fella that age to lose his mum at such a young age. Bloody tragedy, you know. But I'm sure he's got loads of great people round about him, Ox. I'm sure he's got loads of great people round about him that'll make sure he's okay, you know. But condolences to the wee man and his family, you know.
Yeah, here.
Yep. Back to you, Rudy. Obviously, you were talking about the season.
Aye.
Just carry on, mate. The floor's still you, because we've not heard from him, GFK, and we're anxious to hear from you, Rudy.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Get talking, you.
Get talking. Well, we've got 10 games to go, Ox. Right, we're 5 games away from. I'm trying not to get too excited. To be honest,
I know what happens to you when you get excited.
But we're 5 games away. We've got 10 games left, and we're 5 games away from lifting that big shiny thing that we all want to see, Ox. You know, and I don't know about you. I mean, I was on the show a couple of years back there when you lost your dad, you know, and I've lost my dad in the last few years as well and stuff. You know, my best mate for school and all that stuff. It's going to be so emotional.
Hello?
It really is, you know, and. I'm really trying not to think about it. You know, me and my mates text each other during the game, we talk about the game, we're texting each other during the game, and the excitement's just building and building and building, so it is. And I've just been delighted with the way the season's gone so far. I don't think we can have any complaints. We can complain. Of course we can. You know, when you see a performance like the weekend there, you can complain about that because you've got to talk about what you see, you know, and you can't blow smoke up the Mox, you know, when they've played as badly as they did at the weekend. You know, you're not going to say that. You can only talk about what you see, you know what I mean? But look, you know, overall, the season so far, I know we haven't won anything yet, but overall, the season has been a success. If you take Europe into consideration, you know, and you look at what we've done domestically, overall the season's been a success, aye.
Before we bring David Corby in, I'll be right with you, Dave. Just Rudy, what's your highlight been so far?
Oh, do you know, it's hard to pick, you know what I mean? I think some of the Europa League performances I thought were outstanding. You know, I think going to, you know, Belgium and winning over there against a team that hadn't lost a European game against some real big hitters in Europe in 6 years. I thought that was an outstanding performance. It really did. But I had to really laugh in January, Ox, when we didn't have a shot on goal and we still came away with it. You know,
I get where you're coming from there.
You know, the fact we hadn't had a shot on target, on with an own goal, you know, I was killing myself at the end. Really, you know, maybe that was why. You know.
No, I was awful upset for the opposition, mate.
Oh, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were.
Anyway, we've been joined by Dave from Corby. Evening, Dave.
Evening, Bez. How you doing?
All right, mate. What's on your mind?
Well, I think we'll win 3-0 tomorrow.
3-0. Take that, mate. Take that. Take that. JFK will take that.
I'm going for 3-0 tomorrow as well. I think we'll
there
win.
you
I
go.
think they're
There you
comfortable
go.
win. Definitely.
There you go. There you go.
Aye, all right, I'll take that. I honestly, JFK, I'll take that. I'll take that with Vaughan Rudy. You take that, will you?
I'd take that in a minute, Ox, to be honest. Yeah, but I'd also take a bridge, man. If truth be told.
Oh, I don't know if my nerves could handle that. I've got to be honest.
The next 5 games, Ox, if we get 5 bridge mans, that'll do me fine. You know, but certainly 3-0 would make it much more comfortable. Aye.
But who's getting the goals for you, Dave?
I think Kevin will score tomorrow. I hope he does. And I think Etienne will get one. I think he will. And also, I don't know, maybe Hadji. Hadji might get one if he plays.
All right, JFK, you happy with that? We'll go with that, would you?
I'm looking for it to score a couple tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Scotty Arfield have a contribution. And hopefully maybe Defoe comes on second half. Look, I think they'll have got the cobwebs out the head and the silliness that happened against Hamilton, and it'll be back to their usual again tomorrow, playing good football and putting a few goals. And I'll go for 3+, mate, but 3 anyway for me.
All right, okay. I'm really happy with that. Dave, 55 still coming, brother?
Of course it is. The Red Arrows are coming over Ibrox.
Here,
Get your fireworks ready. Get the fireworks ready.
Everybody's safe in your world?
Yes, we are. Yeah, I hope you're all safe in your world.
Yeah,
and
so
also, we wish you all the best from Corby. All
brilliant,
the Blues,
brilliant.
Royal Blues.
A lot of good people in Corby, mate. A lot of good people in Corby.
And also, we'll keep in contact with you. And we are the people. Always.
Cheers, Dave. You look after yourself,
Dave.
brother.
Take care.
Always great to hear from Dave. Pretty popular in Corby, JFK.
Aye, Corby's I paraded in Corby many years ago. Nice place, mate. Nice people in it. Yep.
Got to be honest with you, when I was there, was it last year? It wasn't last year, the year before. Can't remember much about it.
No, there is places you go that you know you're there, but you can't remember much about it. I've been there a few times, aye.
Jimmy, was that a fashion parade you were at?
Aye,
it was, mate, aye.
Anyway, we'll be joined by Simon. Evening, Simon.
Oh, we're going to win, like. We're going to win, like.
Are you alright, Simon?
I don't know, I thought yourself.
Which one? You're quite quiet, mate. You're maybe a bit far away from your phone or whatever. Speak up.
No, it's my speaker's shite, like, but I'm giving it loudy, like, eh? Give the big beans, can't believe. We got to win the league. Football, here we go. Go 2.
Right, okay. Quite quiet, Simon. I couldn't hear him there, JFK, could you?
Very. It was like something at the other end of a tunnel.
He'll be maybe back. The old receptionist can sort him out. Okay. 3-0. Bob Ger. Bridgeman, I'm not even asking you.
Well, I believe they've signed Big Lafferty, eh?
Yeah, his press conference today was brilliant.
What was she saying? I didn't hear him.
He was praising Rangers, Bob Ger.
Well, Rangers weren't praising him at the under end, but
I know, but it was a good press that he done.
He played for us and he did a job, and he couldn't do it at the same time. Never mind. Hey, yeah, I think we'll win tomorrow. I definitely do. I think, as I said earlier on, I think that as the boys said, the cobwebs are going to come out the head. We're going to get the clear heads going here tomorrow. We're going to play a bit, and hopefully we'll see Scotty Arfield at some point, as you say. And I think we'll win maybe 2-0. I'll do that, because I think Tommy Wright will tighten it up. But you're not tightening it up to keep the Rangers out. They'll not keep us out. We'll win tomorrow because we've got the big prize to go for. They've only got survival to think about. We've got bigger fish to fry, as they say. Anyway, I'm going to sign off, folks, and let some of the callers get a shot. And thanks again. And well done. And by the way, well done for that young man. Well done for that young fella you were talking about. Their low season on different. It just proves one thing. We're Rangers and we're simply the best.
Yeah.
Well said.
It puts everything else in perspective, Bob.
Yes. It does indeed. Right, we'll catch you later, guys. All the best for the moment. On the Bears.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. Rudy, I'm thinking that if we play, we win. Honestly.
Well, we've got the better players, Ox. It's as simple as that. You know, Flo's, I think it's 1 goal so far at Ibrox, you know, at home this season. I don't really see that changing much tomorrow. And as you say, I'm a Ryan Kent fanboy. The very first time I saw Ryan Kent, I thought this boy's got something about him. I just think that he's gone off the boil a bit in the last few games. I know you've said it all before on the show, you know, the last sort of couple of weeks or so. But he's got to step up a wee bit now. He really has, because he's got everything in his locker, Ryan Kent. He's got the trickery, he's got the pace, he knows where the goal is, he knows how to score a goal. I always prefer Ryan Kent, you know, when he plays sort of wider on the left side of the park and heading for the byline, cutting balls back into the box and that kind of thing. I think he's much better at that as opposed to coming in the way, you know. But, you know, I don't know how, they must be asking him to play like that. That's why he's doing it. But, hi, we've got the better players, Ox. You know, if the likes of Joe, you said the other night, if the likes of Joe Aribo and Ryan Kent and Hadji step up, you know, and start playing the way we know they can play, there's no many defences, you know what I mean? We're going to be able to handle the boys, you know what I mean? I think Big Eaton will probably get a goal or two tomorrow. I hope he does. I don't see Jermaine Defoe starting because he's been away injured. And he's just come back in again, so I'm sure Eaton will get the shout. You know, so hopefully he gets a goal or two tomorrow. Because I really do think Eaton's got something about himself. I think if you just play him through the middle and just play him like a traditional style centre forward and say to Hadji and Kent and Aribo or whoever the manager decides to pick up there, say to them, start supplying this boy with balls, he'll put the ball in the back of the net. You know, so that's what they've got to do tomorrow. They never done that against Hamilton, Ox, so they've got to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. We've been joined by young Darren. Evening, Darren.
Evening, panel. Good few points tonight. Obviously, same as ever. But I reckon they'll play with White tomorrow instead of Kent up there.
I'll be surprised, Darren, but I've been wrong before. Once, 1983, I think.
What a shocker.
But we'll see, Darren. I mean, I don't really care who plays as long as we win, if I'm being honest.
I just get the 3 points out of the line, innit?
Aye. It's we're going to that stage. Well, Rudy said it there just before you come on there. We couldn't say that Kent's been playing well, but I think he's one of Gerrard's his go-to men. You know. I don't know what you think, JFK.
I can't see him dropping Kent at all tomorrow. I don't think he'll ever drop Kent unless, you know, it's an injury or whatever. I think he'll play definitely. I think there's a good chance we will see young Scott Wright at some time in the game. You know, it's a 5-sub football we're playing now all over the world, so I think we've a good chance the gaffer will be using subs depending on the result, going on to the Royal game during the week. So I think the team up front will be Aribo, Eaton and Kent for me. But no, look, the gaffer always throws us a curveball, mate. And if he plays Scott Wright, he plays him, man. I'll be happy with that.
Jimmy, no. Do you think Kent deserves a wee spell on the bench?
I do, mate. I do think, and I think everybody else is in the same, and I think that's why Darren has mentioned it. I think everybody is in the same frame of mind, but I think we've said here many times he's reluctant to drop Kent. He sees him as one of his mainstays in the team, so I'll take a lot for him to drop him, I would think, Rudy, but we'll wait and see. The only change, he might change it. I think it was Amanda said earlier on, I think it was, I might be wrong, that she said maybe play right there instead of Aribo. Again, I don't see that because I think Aribo can offer us something up there in the front, so that we can have that midfielder, Jack Davis and Kamara.
Yeah.
So, whatever, no, like yourself, Rudy, whatever 11 the gaffer picks, we'll support him in that. But I'm just looking at the bench that we might have them all, and it's very, very strong again, even though we have got players suspended and injured still.
All right, Darren, look, I think we will see the boy right tomorrow. I think he done all right when he came on against Hamilton. He wasn't outstanding, but he done okay for a debut in a difficult game where most of his teammates were pretty crap. I think I think Gerrard will nurse him into the team. You might not see him start many games when the pressure's on, because you need to be fair to him, mate.
I certainly think I've got a wee sneaky suspicion. I think he'll start tomorrow, but I think he'll phone Gerrard later on the night and find out. But I think he'll start him tomorrow. Ox, I really think he'll.
I get it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. He phones me when the game's in.
Oh, is it 10?
You've got to remember, Darren, what the gaffer said last week when he was asked about Scott Wright. I mean, he said that he is up to fitness level, because obviously he was still playing for the Sheep when we bought him, and he'd already 8 or 9 games under his belt. But he said tactically he's no up to scratch, So I think it'll be a couple of weeks before we actually see him start a game. But I still think we will see him tomorrow because of the 5 subs. I rate him highly. I think he's going to be a great player. But I think he'll be a sub, mate.
If everything goes tomorrow, Rudy Bear, if everything goes well tomorrow, you could have Zuniga back on, you could have Wright back on, you could have Defoe on, and you could have Patterson on, and we could see the boy Simpson. That's your 5 subs.
There's your 5 subs right there, Ox. But in order to do that, you have to make sure you've put the game to bed. You have to start quickly, score 3 goals. You have to be 3-0 up and be able to say, right, the game's done. Let's get. I'm quite excited about Jack Simpson. I'm quite looking forward to seeing him. I like the look of Scott Wright. He will, I think, get a wee run at them. I'm not so sure I agree with Dan. I don't think he'll start the game. I'll be quite surprised if that happens. But I'm excited to see these new players, So, you've got 5 subs there that you can bring on. If you're 3-0 up, by, say, half-time, which I hope we are, then you can put these boys on, start to get them integrated into the team, into the system, into, playing with their new teammates. And you've got to do that at some point, Ox, So you might as well, if you're 3-0 up, stick them on and give them a wee half hour and that, just to get them into the swing of things, eh?
I've been sent well, seeing you're back on the show, I've been sent a question just for you, Rudy. JFK, I'm sure, can chip in if he's got an opinion on it.
It's from Paul Hollywood.
It's for CC, CC, and he wants to know, do you prefer lard, beef dripping, or goose fat with your roast potatoes?
Oh, it's going to be the old goose fat with the roast tatties.
I just knew you were going to say that. I just knew you were going to say that. Well said, Rudy.
JFK's fell off his chair. He's like, what's goose fat?
Hey, I know what goose fat is, mate.
Is that what you used to do the swimming?
It comes with Partick goose. Oh, that's not. It's a different
goose.
One. The goose, aye. Goose fat. Lovely jubbly, mate. Can't like that, As long as you don't put gravy on the steak, because there's somebody in here.
Somebody will know. What about that? That was unbelievable, Rudy, wasn't it?
Somebody likes a nice touch of biscuit on their steak.
Aye. No name any names, but it comes with Port Glasgow.
Good old Stato, eh?
He thought he was being posh. Pistol on his steak.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, dear.
Can I put a wee point to JFK?
Oh, you go down, son.
See the subs against Hamilton. When obviously Wright came on, Jack came on, and Davis came on. I thought we played a lot better. So I don't know why he didn't go with that to start with. You know,
I think the gaffer said that himself, Darren, after the event. He realised that he'd picked what he thought was the wrong team on that day. He left too many big players on the bench. He put his hands up, and 10 out of 10 for him doing that. That he decided that's what had happened. But as soon as the boy Wright came on, he added a good spark to the game. And I think it'll be a fantastic addition to the squad going forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing Merriam. But I just think, I agree with what you're saying, but I just think to start a game is a wee bit too early, only for the sake of what the gaffer said last week, is that he's no up to it tactically, right, the way that Rangers want to play. Other than that, I rate him very highly, mate.
And it was good to
It sounds a bit strange, that, Rudy, right? And I take JFK's point. it's no the trouble with the way we play is it's no where he's to go when he's got the ball, because that's instinct and skill and ability. It's where you've got to go when we've not got the ball. It'll need to work on, innit?
Aye, it's where you go, what you do, the space that you fill when you've not got the ball, you know. And he'll be learning that just now, obviously, on the training pitch at the training centre. But I think you will see him tomorrow. I just can't see him start, Ox. I'm like Jimmy. I like him. I'm quite excited about the boys. I've watched some of his goals on YouTube, stuff like that. He certainly knows where the goal is. He's got, when he came on at the weekend, injected a wee bit of urgency into proceedings for me. I thought that looked pretty good, you know. But as you say, his teammates ran about him. They were just, I don't know, you know, it wasn't happening for them. But I like to look at him. I've liked to look at him before he came here. He got a kind of lukewarm reception, I think, for a lot of the Rangers support. They were a wee bit like, you know, we've got like Ryan Kent, we've got Aribo, you know, we've got Yanis Hadji, you know, what do we need this boy for? Well, you'll see at the weekend, if you'll see tomorrow if he gets a wee run out. I'm like Jimmy, I'm excited about him. I think he'll do really good things with us, Ox, the next 2-3 seasons. So he will, once he gets into the swing of things. And I would certainly give him a run out tomorrow at some point in the game, but I wouldn't start him, Ox, you know what I mean? But he's learning where to be, where he's got to be, where his teammates are going to be around about him, what space he's got to fill. He'll be getting all that instructed and all that at the training centre just now. It's maybe no just fully there, as the manager says, but he'll get there, definitely.
I think there's been a fight in the reception, Jimmy. You have to get your jacket and go and help it.
All right, is there? Do you want me to bring Chunky with me? Oh, is somebody spilt their powder puff?
Oh, I don't know what's happening. Let's just say, I think it's handbags.
There's a big fight going on right now. A big fight.
I'll just put my heel down then.
Jimmy, don't do it. Just stay away.
Oh dear. Dear. Never a dull moment. Darren, I know you're beating the drum, no pun intended, for the boy, right? But we wish him all the best. Everybody looks no negative about him. But
there's good points there. And obviously I take it on board, do you know what I mean? So, but obviously I think really strongly about him, you know, when he came on against Hamilton, it was really strong, I thought, you know.
Mm-hmm. Your frustration in that, Darren, is good frustration, mate, because you're wanting the Gers to win, and you can see that the boy Scott Wright has got something that he can offer us at this moment in time, and that is good. And I think we all feel the same, but I think we all still feel the same. It's maybe a wee bit too early to put him right into the first team right at the very start. Bring him on gradually in the next 2 or 3 games, and I think he's going to be on fire for us, mate.
Wait a minute, we've been joined by Big Al, the global ambassador.
Oh, there he is.
Come on, big man.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello.
Hey, Al. How you doing, son?
How you doing? Sorry, look, this might be a bit noisy. I'm back. I had a lovely chat there with Fox.
Oh, the receptionist.
Aye, the receptionist. He said to me, "Can you?" He was saying, "Can you hang on a minute? I'm just putting some mascara and lippy on." It's good to hear the old Roadster back. How you doing, Rudy, mate? Good to hear your dulcet tones. Do you parboil your roast potatoes?
Oh, you've got to parboil them, man. You get them.
Yeah, correct. And I might have said this to you before. I recall I might have said this to you before, but while you're doing with the goose fat, when the goose fat melts, put a teaspoon or a tablespoon of Vegemite or Marmite in it. It was an Australian. Have I said that to you before? It was an Australian army chef told me this a long time ago. Beautiful, mate, beautiful, lovely, dulcet, nice wee background flavours. Anyway, to the point. He's talking about Ryan Kent. I don't think we've got, even when he's not playing great, he's better than, I think, what we have to replace him. Does that make sense? So I think that's why the manager will not drop him. And he does seem to track back. Like we were talking about Aribo yesterday. Maybe he doesn't do as much of the doggies, or he doesn't come back as much. But I think you always get 100% for Kent. So I think that's also beneficial to the team as a whole. So I think that's why Kent will never be dropped. But he can also be dealing with pulling up his socks. Morelos has only scored 7 goals. He does have to give a wee bit for now at the end of the season when he gets back in the team. But same again, when he is in the team, even if he's not scoring goals, he's working for the team, and goals are coming through all over the team. So I think that's what will drive us to the end of the season. I would like to see a bit more out of the two players, obviously, but unfortunately, maybe the system just doesn't allow them to do that. But when they're playing in that system, and when we are on fire, we're on fire. You know what I mean? So if that all makes sense.
Yeah. I've been saying another message. See me your Pat Boyles, your roasters, Ruby. Do you scrape them with a fork?
You've got to buff up.
No, crush them.
Rough edges up.
Palm of the hand.
Oh, don't be fighting now, you two.
Palm of the hand. Just a wee bit. Just burst it a wee bit. That's the best way I believe.
I wouldn't put anything near the palm of your hands.
Why? My hands are as clean as anybody's hands. I manicure my nails. Huh? My pencil case at work's got a nail file in it.
Oh, dearie me.
I got it for Fox. He sent me one. Right, I need to go, guys, because it's actually raining here. I'm saying that to Fox. He couldn't believe it's raining, but it's like a tropical storm. So there's bits of the job flooding. I need to go and get a broom or something and get somebody sort it out for me.
Right, mate.
Right, that's all I wanted to say. I think they two can be doing a bit more, but I don't think we have anything better. And there's a lot of chat. Just one last wee thing. A lot of chat about Scott Wright. I mean, he's came for Aberdeen. He only played 9 games with Aberdeen, and a lot of people are talking now as if we've signed Ronaldo. We've got a lot to prove, the young boy. You know what I mean? Hopefully. Time will tell, hopefully, yeah. And we trust the manager. I trust you. Good to hear your voice, Jimmy. Good to hear you back here, Rudy Bear. You stay safe over there, guys, all right?
Cheers,
5 to go.
Cheers, Al. Take care, pal. Good to hear you.
We've also been joined by Southside.
Oh, good Southside.
We'll get some tips on the roasters.
How you doing, Southside?
All right. All right, Trips. Not bad, mate. Good for a Friday. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Evening, Southside.
Right, how you doing? That you, Dan? Aye. Right, my team for tomorrow, buddy. McGregor, usual defence for me. McGregor, Tav, Goldstein, Helander and Barisic. My midfield, I'm going to go with Kamara, Jack and Davis. And up front, it'll be Kent, Hitton and Aribo.
There you go.
That's what I think. I've heard him talk about playing a 4-2-3-1, and if he was considering playing that, then I would take probably Kamara out, to be honest, and play Jack and Davis as the holders and put Hadji in. So we've got a bit more ball players sort of moving about across the front. But if he sticks to the normal 4-3-3, then it will be Jack, Davis and Kamara for me.
All right, I wouldn't argue with that, mate. I think that was similar team to I put it, mate.
It was the exact same team. It was exact
same as myself, aye.
And me. Yeah.
By the way,
you know we're not getting it right, don't you?
Of course no, mate. You're right, 100%.
By the way, we're going global tonight. We've been joined by Denver there. Evening, Denver.
How's it going, guys? I just want to welcome Rudy back. There's a voice for the past, eh?
Thanks very much, Denver. I hope you're well, mate, and keeping safe.
Aye, everyone's good here. Rudy. So you're keeping all right yourself, eh?
I am fine now. Thanks very much, Denver.
Good.
He's a bit like yourself, Denver. He does a bit of ducking and dancing, you know.
Ducking, diving, bobbing and weaving and all that, eh? Just keep your chin down and all that, you'll be good to go. I'm out in Aurora, which is like the Wild West of Colorado. There's more shootings out here than anywhere else in Colorado. It's a mental place. John Wayne will be riding into town in any minute now, I'm quite sure of it. There's not too many of us white boys about here, I'll tell you. So, there you go. So you're happy with the performance so far, Rudy, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think you can complain, Denver. Can you? 28 games, 24 wins, 4 draws. You know what I mean? 18 points.
Unbelievable.
You can't complain. 5 games left, 5 wins left out of 10. That's all we need to lift that big shiny thing. You can't complain, Denver, can you really? You know what I mean?
The football's been so sweet, Rudy. It's been just incredible to watch, man. I sit back there with a big cheesy in the morning watching the football. It's just incredible.
I'm glad you said cheesy. I thought you were going to say something else.
Hey. Enough.
Yeah, shocker, a lot of you.
I know. Crazy guys. Anyway,
Denver. I heard you talking about gold. Was it last night or the night before?
I was in Golden, Colorado. It's where the gold rush started. It used to be.
I was going to ask you, is that why you moved out there?
Well, I can't tell you why I moved out, but I can't go back where I came from anyway, that's for sure,
Put it this way, when Denver moved out, Bridge was moving back because he'd made his money.
Very good.
Good stuff. Hi, GFK, you know that it's a year ago this weekend since I first met you. You believe that?
Is it, Paul? That was a good day we spent that day, mate. We set the world to rights, a few laughs, a few beers, mate. I really enjoyed it. And looking forward to when this is all over, we can meet again, as you say, mate.
Aye. Crazy Sam, he called me last week, and I knew there was something wrong when he called me. So the first thing he says is, don't tell my mother. And I said, what the hell have you done? And he said, ski patrol had to go and rescue him off the mountain. He broke his collarbone and tore all the ligaments through about there, so he's in a sling. So just as well it didn't happen last year, Jimmy,
and he's feared his mother. He's broke his collarbone and he's feared his mammy.
Whatever you do, don't tell my mother.
Don't tell my mother. Brilliant, pal.
All right, guys, I'm going to go and dodge the bullets round about Aurora. So take care and all the best, Rudy. Great to hear from you again. Take care, guys. All the best.
Here's Denver.
Rudy.
All the best, Denver. Stay safe, pal.
Rudy, that's somebody phoned in for Eastern Australia and Denver. 2 people phoned in to say hello to you tonight.
That's smashing, eh? Hey,
I've been sent this for one of our listeners on YouTube, CMG29. Denver, you have to steam your potatoes, sprinkle them with some flour, give them a toss to break them up slightly, then cook them in preheated goose fat.
That's how it's done. Up.
What do you think, Southside?
Aye. It's a bit of a combination, isn't it?
I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to go to the Blue Lagoon tomorrow and buy it in a bag.
Get cut up roasters. Get cut up roasters.
Oh, I know a few roasters, mate. Aye.
Oh dear. That's what you've done to us tonight, Rudy. One night we're talking about roast potatoes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ox. I'm sorry.
By the way, CC sent us a message again. Between the receptions and Mary Berry, what would you go for?
I think Mary Berry might win that one.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd go with the receptionist.
That doesn't surprise me about you, JFK.
Oh, I know.
See what I mean? Rangers for everybody and anybody.
At least I'd get a pavy after reception. I don't know about Mary Berry. I wouldn't like to look at her pie.
What a shocker.
No. JFK. Port Bears, he's contacted us. He's gone for 2-0. The Rangers tomorrow. He's gone for 2-0. I'm hoping for a wee bit more than that. Rudy, then Denver, then Southside.
I'm going to go 3-1 Ox. I tend to do that. I tend to just, 3-1's like my kind of default. But as I said, the next 5 games I'd take a bridge every game, Ox. I just want this done with now. We're getting so close to it. We're almost within touching distance now. But if we could see, a wee kind of upturn in, what we've seen the last sort of maybe 3-4 games, because I don't think we've played that well, Ox, in all honesty. We're having patches in some of the games. But I'd like to see a bit of a performance tomorrow, regardless of what the score is. But I'm going to go.
All right, mate. We'll be joined by a caller. How we doing, caller?
Oh, fuck off. Fuck the...
Oh, what?
I don't think he knew who he was there. Do you?
Another fan of yours, Denver? Rudy?
It's like when you do a roast tatties,
Oh, you were right. Some roasters, eh?
Oh, that was a roaster, right enough.
Oh dear.
Maybe he gets his roast tatties for fan food.
I think we're going to have to bag the 2 receptionists outside and get 2 professionals in.
He
He
must
started
have
off well, didn't he? He started off well.
And
Seems to be going downhill.
because the two
Friday.
of them were sober.
See, that's what happens when you put Marmite in your roasties. Deary me.
All right, we've been joined by George A.K. How we doing, George?
Evening, gentlemen and ladies.
All right, George.
Hey, George.
All right, well, man, how you doing, Jamie? All right?
I was thinking you today was in DFS. you're the first name that came into my head. I was in DFS with a wife today, and I went, oh, hi, George.
And you're stuck with
I'm good.
You're stuck
I've
with that,
told
George.
you, Betty cut up to go and off.
What's your team tomorrow, George? What's your team tomorrow?
My team tomorrow, I think it's basically like everybody else's, mate, man, to be honest with you. I'm going for McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Jack, Davis, Kamara, and I've got Rebo, Kent, and Itton. But I'm glad to hear that Ingle's back, you know what I mean? Scotty Arfield, man, because I think he's been missing for our team, man, you know what I mean? But he gives so much when he plays for the Bears, and I'm talking about, and I feel we've been missing that a lot. And I don't want to go really doing the hang me, the official, the referees, officials, or end up getting sectioned, you know what I'm talking about? But see, like you're talking about Morelos, it's awfully hard, mate, to change the hang me, the Latins, you know what I mean? You think about players that roll off your tongue, you know what I mean? Like Suarez and Tevez, you know what I mean? And like Diego Costa, I know he plays in Spain, but he was originally played with us all, you know what I mean? But they all seem to be that way, all these good players, you know what I mean? That Latin temperament. And it's, at the end of the day, would you change it? Because I wouldn't change it.
I think you've got to take Morelos, Watson, all, mate.
That means, you know what I mean?
Watson, all.
I think we've missed him enough. I really do. I think he's
we do miss him, George. Yeah.
He's a spark plug missing for our engine. He really is.
I don't think Morelos can get it because he gives it out and he takes it and he just gets on his own with it.
I agree with you.
George, I've cut across you. We've been joined by Alex Kelly. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, gentlemen.
How we doing, mate?
Yeah, fine, mate. Just finished my work there on standby this week, so working for 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh.
That's no mine.
No, carry on.
So just in the door, pal. So got to get a Chinese and looking forward to the weekend.
We've only got the football to look forward to. That's about it, mate, isn't it?
Well, I'm unfortunately still working, but hopefully I'll get a couple of hours off to watch the game. Listen, I caught a wee bit of Darren's call on Radio Clyde tonight. I don't know if the other guys did or no. I know JFK listens in. I was a wee bit surprised, to say the least, with your comments about Alfredo Morelos deserving red cards. Any chance of explaining, mate?
Try myself. He's been, he's been got away with one. The one at Hibs, but the other one was definitely a red, so we got away with one there.
I think your comments were horrendous red cards. You're just fueling the puddle drinkers for saying that sort of stuff for me, Darren.
We need to put him on a diversity and training course, mate. Now he's on Rangers Radio. Bridgeman can take him under his wing for 6 months.
Yes. But anyway, looking forward to the game. Do you want my team for the weekend, Doc?
Aye, of course, mate, of course.
I think Balogun will actually come back into the team. He'll drop Hollander. Agree with the guys.
What's your thinking?
Sorry?
What's your thinking?
I just think that we didn't have a good team performance at all at Hamilton at the weekend there. And I just think that Balogun offers that wee bit of freshness to the defence again. But there's all about opinions. You know how many...
I agree with you, mate. I was going to say that earlier on. I never mentioned my team yet. I was going to pick Balogun or Helander. I totally agree with you. I think Balogun will be in tomorrow. I'll tell you why.
We don't ask you your team. We ask you your menu.
I thought Helander looked like Bambi and Ice at the weekend. I thought he was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think Balogun will be back in tomorrow. So
I would actually have played Balogun last week on the
I would have done. I would have as well on that surface, Ox. But I also think Balogun's got a wee bit extra pace that Helander. I think Helander's the better footballer out the two of them, but I think Balogun's got that wee bit of extra pace. And I was going to mention it earlier on, and I got distracted and spoke about something else. But I agree with the caller. I think Balogun will be in the team tomorrow, Ox. I could be wrong.
What was your midfield, Alex?
My midfield, I agree with Southside. I think it'll be Kamara, Davis and Jack. And I think we've got to stick with Kent. The boy Scott Wright's been in the door 2 minutes, and he's coming for Aberdeen. You know, he didn't feature much with him. Yes, he did look as if he played well last week, but I think you need to show more than that to deserve a start in our team for me. Ryan Kent's been a mainstay in our team for the last couple of years. It's not just his forward play and dribbling and taking on the defenders. Ryan Kent does so much off the ball, but we don't recognise until he dips out the team. And I think that's the same with Morelos. You know, we only really appreciate them what they give to the team when the guys are actually missing. And you could also include Scott Arfield in that as well. So for me, Ryan Kent, Itten, and I would play a Rebo and Rare and Hadji.
All right. Most people went for a Rebo south side, and Hadji up till last week's done all right. You know, I'm a big fan.
Aye. I mean, like, I agree with what Alex is saying. I mean, Ryan Kent probably just lets him down. He's been in a lot of times 1-on-1 with goalkeepers as well. I mean, even you get back to the start of the season, he scored a good one at Aberdeen. He runs through, he scores. And then the following time in the 2 each game, he missed an absolute belter. He was right in front of goal, and the goal he beat. You could say it was a good save, but he hit it right at the goalkeeper. He's had a few chances, but he's dangerous. He works off the ball. The left-hand side when Kamara and Barisic play, there seems to be a balance and a whole understanding down the whole left-hand side. Scott Wright is only in the door. He's going to take time. He'll get cameos. I'm happy to give him cameos when we're winning. But performances need to get better, as we all agree. We're a bit patchy here and there, especially last week. So there's no time for trying out a Scott Wright out in the wing or a Scott Wright in the team for me on Saturday. You play Ryan Kent, you play Itten because that's him probably start, and then it's a toss-up, like you say, if you use a Rebo or no. But a Rebo's frustrating as well, Alex, and at times, but he's on form further up the field. He's gifted. He can create, he can shoot, he can pass. So that's where I like to see him further up the park, along with Hadji. They need to be in the areas for trying to create against on Saturday. And it could be a curveball. He might drop one of the midfielders that we've picked and maybe go slightly different and play the two of them. We never know. But we're just looking for a better performance this week, guys, aren't we, really? And obviously the 3 points.
JFK?
I think if he's going to... no, that's a midfield I would play, but Aribo's got to win for me. If he's going to play Aribo, then Hadji's got to be the casualty. I don't see it any other way. He's got to show us what he can do. I thought he'd done no bad last week, although the result didn't tell us that. You know, but the team that I think we've all picked is more or less the same team, and looking forward to seeing that perform tomorrow. I think he'll go with the 3 up front. I can't see him changing at Ibrox. He shouldn't be changing it out. It should be a 4-3-3. It's Kilmarnock they're playing. I know they've got big units in their team, but we should be able to beat them quite comfortably. 3-0, 3-4 for me, mate. Definitely.
The Bridgeman, sitting patiently tonight.
What's that, buddy?
Bridgeman, in you come. Yeah.
I'm in, bud, here. Yeah.
On the team.
On the team. Well, I think most of us have said the same things. There's a few positions there that may be changeable by the manager. I certainly like the midfield of Jack, Davis, and Kamara. I think they're a very strong midfield. If we go with that, we should be okay. I think the nice wee changes are available to him, using Wright and keeping Itten up front. Then can you change that to 2? Go 2 up front with Defoe and Itten. It's just Look, I think the defence is okay. I don't disagree with Balogun coming in. I would never disagree with that. He's not a bad wee player either. But can I just say that we need to win? To me, it's just as simple as that. We have to win. 3 points, please. 3 points.
I think we've got to this stage of the season, Darren. It's all about 3 points, but I think we're looking for a performance.
Aye, we're certainly looking for a performance. Aye, listening to some of the guys, obviously. Aye, and then bring her obviously right on at some point. Obviously, give him half an hour. When obviously we're 3-0 up, hopefully. But aye, just get the win in the bag, as they say. You know what I mean? It's not a plastic pitch. It's obviously we're in.
A performance for me would be nice, but I don't really care. If it's a scrappy 1-0, I don't care.
Aye, as long as it's the 3 points. Aye.
I'm
good, Jim. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I get that, mate, but I'm hoping for something decent to watch after last week.
No, I understand that, but look, I think we're all tensed up. The fact is, there's 5 to go to get to 55, and we're all wanting to sit and watch a good game of football. But let's not kid ourselves on. If it's draw tomorrow and we've got 3 points at the end, nobody will be complaining, mate. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm taking it as a game's 3 points, and that's it.
It's just a wee bit nervous in it. Obviously you watch your Hamilton game and then you
it's
just a wee bit what's going to happen today, you know. I think Rangers will do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously missing key players still, but do you think Arfield will come back in? Do you think he'll start tomorrow if he's available? Or do you think no?
Oh, he's been out for 7 weeks, mate.
Too long.
Be lucky 10-15 minutes maximum on our south side. Then Rudy.
Arfield's no chance. I mean, damn, you're trying to fit Scott Wright in the team, and he's been playing 9 games or something for Aberdeen, but I think we've got to go with the tried and tested, mate. There's 5 wins on the board, and we're looking to get them. I agree, Jimmy, points to our performance, but I'd like to get a good performance tomorrow, mate, because we're going into the European game next Thursday. So we're looking to try and put in a good performance. I know it's a different type of game and all that, but you're wanting to get back to what we know about the Rangers, playing good football, one-touch stuff, and hopefully that will see us. Now, I think we could do a 3-0 tomorrow as well. And I want to see Big Hitton hopefully have a good game, get involved. Hopefully they'll create chances for him and give the big man a break, because sometimes he gets a bit of stick on here from time to time, and I think he's got something to offer. He just needs a bit more time and needs regular game time. So hopefully he'll have a good game tomorrow. And maybe even see Zungu come back on if I can get 3-0 up and get a bit of game time in him. See if he's any different for last week, and even Scott Wright and that coming on. But we're looking to be 2 or 3 up with him. And then we can maybe make the changes looking forward to the following Thursday, you know?
Take your point,
I'm not convinced about Zungu Ox. You know, I mean, I know we haven't seen a hell of a lot of him, but for what I've seen so far, I'm not convinced yet. You know, whether that changes between now and the end of the season. My mate was saying to me the other day, I think they're talking about 3 million for him. At the moment, I wouldn't spend that kind of money on Zungu. I really wouldn't. I think you could get much better than that with your 3 million if you were going to spend that kind of money. As for Arfield, I think it would be a curveball if Arfield gets a start tomorrow or even comes on at any point. I just don't think he's going to be anywhere near match fit if they've been out for nearly 7-8 weeks, whatever it is. You know, it's a long time for a player to be out injured and to have to come back, you know, and then come on. Because, you know, Killie are a big, strong team. They're going to give it everything tomorrow. They will do. You know, so to chuck Arfield into the mix there, you know, and if we are only 1-0 up, would you really take a chance of chucking Arfield on there? I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. No.
See, I agree with you there about Zungu, Rudy. No, I think we've got an automatic replacement out in loan now. And the boys will all laugh because I think the only one that can say it is Namdi Ofoboro.
Yeah.
And I think he's a cracking player, and I think for me, Zungu, it's too lightweight for me. I'm not keen on him at all. And I don't think he'll play.
Young Jodie does all the Rangers songs. She's working on a song for him.
What, Namdi?
Aye.
Football, aye.
Yeah, player.
That'll be a cracker. Well, gentlemen, I don't believe this. We've reached that time of the evening, but I've got to say, first and foremost, fantastic to hear from Rudy Bear. What do you think, lads?
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Cheers, all.
Good to hear you, pal.
Very enjoyable once again. Thanks very much, guys. Ta.
And it's over to Bridge.
Good to hear you, Rudy.
Aye, cheers, pal.
Well, what can I say, guys? Seriously, a marvellous night. Once again, great discussions. Really, really good laugh. A really good laugh. That one about the sort of goose cake, goose fat and the roast potatoes, just fabulous. That was it. You can put that on the telly. Fantastic stuff. Brilliant. Great laugh. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, one sleep, maybe a wee nap. But come on, the Rangers, let's do it. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. We need to win tomorrow. Win tomorrow, tick the box, and we're stepping on. Everybody keep it going.
Here, can I thank everybody that called in? Amanda, Bob Chair, Dave V. Corby, Denver, George E.K., Carl, Alec, Rudy, Darren, Jimmy, and of course Big Al, and Bridgeman for doing the show along with our GFK. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue, Beaver and Hard in the background with the change of setup at Rangers Radio. Thanks to everybody for listening. We'll be back at 2 o'clock with a pre-match show, and by then we'll know the team. Stay safe, please, and look forward to tomorrow. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Took a trip to Eyebrow, my favorite team for to cheer, where they were playing the Glasgow Celtic on the first day of the year. Now the ground was filled to capacity as the teams come out to play. The animals sang the soldiers' song, and the people sang Darling Gray. Now half-time it came when the Glasgow Celtic were in the lead. Finian Tully was drowning everywhere, shaking his rosary beads, while the green flags, they were flying high. Celtic hearts were full of pride. The second half, sure it started, and the Rangers, they turned the tide. Won't you play up the Glasgow Rangers? Oh, play up the boys in blue. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. We're here to cheer for you. Now the ball goes out to Walker, and from 30 yards he did score. Sure you couldn't hear your ears at as my father wore. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. Sammy Cox is on the ball. He slips it through the Williewood barn. Then offered to Ian McCall. McCall to Billy Simpson. Oh, here come the boys in blue. Well, Simpson beats the Celtic centre half, and then goes number 2. Now the Rangers fans are roaring. Jardine Young, he takes a free onto the head of William Simpson, and then goes number 3. Well, it's 3-1 for the Rangers. That was the final score. A happy new year from Ibrox Park. For Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park. For Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park. For Rangers beat the Fenians once more.